All right, baby. Take 3 or take 4, I think, now. Driving back to the studio. Don't tell anyone. Please don't tell anyone that I'm cool like this. That I'm so freaking cool. My name's Jose Trujillo. I am the world's greatest living artist. I didn't choose the art world. The art world chose moi. I just want to remind you guys, look, there's so many of us out there who are like, man, I'm working on this, I'm working on that. I'm busy. I just want to remind you guys, look, don't let me down. Don't let me down, baby. Don't let the idea that you're working grab you. Don't let the idea that you're working grab you. Everybody works a lot. Everybody, especially if you're a mom, especially if you're a stay-at-home mom. Man, you're working so much. And there's so many moms that are just not just stay-at-home moms. They are moms that are working. And super busy, right? Super busy. Everybody works a lot. But don't let the idea that you're working a lot stop you from working on all the things that matter. One of the things that I've learned over and over in my career is that if you work on one thing, it don't matter how hard you work on that, it's not going to move you ahead. It's not going to move you ahead. Listen to what I'm saying, guys. If your career matters to you, and if you think that maybe I got something good to say here, listen to this. No matter how good you are or how hard you work on that one thing, if you only work on that one thing, you are not moving forward. You're not going to be moving forward. I feel like Doc Holliday here. I'm like, I'm your Huckleberry. Mexican Doc Holliday. Muchacho. Yeah, it's not going to, it ain't going to work, guys. It ain't going to work, okay? If you work very hard, if you're like, man, I've been painting all night. This is what I hear from artists all the time. I've been painting all night. I don't know what to do. No, you know what to do. You just don't want to do it. Because it's psychologically painful. It's difficult. You know what to do. You know what to do. You just don't want to do it. You're supposed to do many things, guys. Many things, not one. You're supposed to be like a boxer, right? You right, jab, hook, kickboxer. Maybe a kick in there. Maybe you move around. You hit it here. You hit it there. You hit it everywhere. One thing, working on one thing is like a surefire way of burning out. Everybody burns out when they just work on one thing. Everybody does. When people say, oh, what about burnout? Burnout happens because you're working on one thing. You're just working on one thing. That's all you're doing. You're just like, you get obsessed on one thing. So maybe you're an artist who just gets obsessed on, oh, I need to market on Facebook. And that's all you do. You just obsess on Facebook. Or I need to market on Instagram. And that's all you do. You're just marketing on Instagram. You're like, oh, I'm going to market on Instagram. And then you just focus all of your energy on that. That's where shit goes awry. Because you need to be there. You need to be on Facebook. You need to be on LinkedIn. You need to be on YouTube. You need to be locally. Many things. You need to be making phone calls. You need to be writing, handwritten letters. You need to be so busy that you start ding, 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 baby. You start getting hitting those little notes, right? You start hitting those little things that start rewarding you. I'm saying so much here. And What sometimes feels a little sad is that people that hear it are not ready for the message. That feels a little sad. Because I'm saying things that most people will never tell you. And that makes it a little sad. So other people are like, oh man, I want to be an artist, blah, 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 but they're not ready for the message, so they're just kind of, it's meaningless. Some people I think that they're going to apply it, but it's very small. It's a very small percentage. They say about 1% of people apply this type of stuff, right? Most people don't. Most people are afraid, or they're not ready for it, or they're just the message just doesn't resonate. Most people are afraid of work, and so they hear the word work and they're like, nah, man, because it's like repetitive. It's the same thing. Work shouldn't be repetitive. It should be constant, consistent, but it shouldn't be repetitive. You should be doing many things. That's why it's not repetitive, and always growing into new things. If work is repetitive, if like every day you wake up and you're like, man, I gotta go paint, and that's all you do for the entire day, you will experience burnout. It's just a matter of time. If all you do is like, oh man, I gotta paint as much as Jose Trujillo, and then you go and you paint, and you go and you paint, you will experience burnout. I've experienced it myself. Because what happens is that you get locked, pigeonholed. You get locked. To sustain your career, it doesn't matter how good of an artist you are. That one thing doesn't give fruit to sustain your career. So you could be a great artist and you're like, oh man, I'm going to be doing workshops. Cool. But those workshops will not sustain your career. Only. You need to be selling artwork. You need to be doing workshops. You need to be marketing, promoting. You need to be going and doing exhibits. You need to be doing multiple things. Nobody talks about this. I know that for a fact. Nobody talks about it. Like, there's artists out there talking about it, probably because they heard it from me or from some business person or somewhere. But nobody talks about this. And it's such a shame, because an art career should be paying you well. An art career should be paying you well. Why? Some people tell me, dude, why are you always talking about getting paid as an artist? You know, wouldn't you do it if you didn't get paid? Quite fucking frankly, no. I wouldn't do it if I didn't get paid, because I need to take care of my family. So would I do it as a hobby? Yeah, I would do it as a hobby, as a side thing, but I couldn't do it because I need to take care of my family, and I need to take care of my career, and I need to especially take care of my vision as an artist. So if it's not paying, right, then I can't create those larger pieces. I can't ship those pieces to other cities. I can't. The machine needs to be funded, right? If my machine's not funded, then the machine is worthless. The machine needs to be funded, right? The machine needs to be funded. That's why I sell artwork. That's why I promote artwork, because it needs to be funded. Without getting paid, the machine doesn't work. It needs gas in there, right? And it's oil, and it's gas, and it's maintenance. The machine needs to get funded. There's an exchange. It's an exchange of energy. If I'm here trying to sell my artwork and promote my artwork, and people tell me, hey dude, like, why are you doing that? It's because they don't understand that my vision is greater. My vision needs to be funded. Right? If your vision's so small, even if you think your vision's great, but if there's no funding, the vision will never blossom, right? Even Mother Teresa needed to be funded. The vision needs to be funded. Otherwise, how do you travel? How do you get to places? How do you feed so many people? How do you create so much artwork? You can't. It needs to be funded, right? There's artists that use their 8-to-5 job to fund their machine. I used to do that myself. I used to use my 8 to 5 job to partially fund my machine. But I started noticing that if I funded my machine, right, my vision as an artist, my career, in other words, if I funded my career, I couldn't fund and take care of my family. I couldn't take care of my wife and my son. So I got to choose, right? Like, what do you do then? And what I chose was, you know what? I think that I could get paid more being a full-time artist as opposed to being a part-time artist. I think I can get paid more. That's how I started thinking. I think I can get more funds by being a full-time artist than by working for someone else, or at least where I was working at. Where I was working at, I couldn't move higher, right? I couldn't go higher. Not there. There was no mobility up. So I could only get paid so much there. There was a ceiling. And I started noticing that being an artist, there was no ceiling, right? I could get paid as much as I worked. Not as much as I painted. People get this wrong. They're like, oh my God, I painted so much and I still don't get paid. That's because you don't understand the game yet. It's not how much you paint, it's how much you work. How much, how wide do you work? How wide? So this is why so many people out there say, oh man, if I work very hard, nothing happens. Why should I be working hard? Or you got people out there saying, hard work alone doesn't cut it. Hard work alone is not going to give you the results. And it's all so fucking confusing, right? Like, oh, okay, well, what should I do? Work smart? It's all so confusing. Do I work hard? Do I work smart? What's working smart? But then if I start working smart, what I start doing is that I start procrastinating and I start overthinking so much because I'm trying to work smart. And then sometimes I realize that working hard moves me a little faster, moves me there, you know. It gets me out of the clutter, out of the thinking. And the answer, of course, is neither one. It's not about working hard and working smart. I don't think that's what it is. Again, this is something that no one's talking about, especially in our careers. The whole game is not about working hard or working smart. You're going to inevitably work smart. You don't have to try to work smart. You're going to do that on your own. You're going to watch. It's going to happen by itself. Working hard, you don't need to try to work hard. You will do that by it's going to happen on its own as well. You will notice that it's going to happen on its own. You will pick up momentum. You don't have to worry about neither one of those. What you need to worry about, if you want to worry about something, is work on saying yes to every fucking thing available to you. Everything. There's a website online. It's called Etsy. You can sell your artwork there. There's another one called eBay. There's another one called Saatchi. There's another one called storefronts that they're doing. There's another one. You know, you can do that. You can do all of those. There's galleries, local, national, international. You can do those. There's commissions you can do. There's a phone you can pick up and you can call people. There's Snapchat. There's Instagram. There's Facebook. You can do that. You should be doing all of that as much as you humanly possibly can, as much as it allows you. So, for example, if you're going to do Snapchat, don't go or Instagram, don't go and spend all day on Instagram. That's the kiss of death. It's always the fucking kiss of death when you spend all of your energy on one channel, on one avenue. As much as you guys see me here a lot, I'm doing so many other things. As soon as I'm like, bye, I go and I do something else. I make a phone call. I stop at a gallery. I do something else. I'm doing something else. So you should be doing all of that. You should be doing a YouTube video. You should be doing Facebook ads. You should be doing Instagram ads. You should be doing all of those things. And by the way, there are budgets for everyone. But if you're like most people, you're going to say, oh, all I have to do is just focus all my energy on Instagram. That is the kiss of death. That's not how this works. That is not how this works. You should go for 20 minutes, spend as much time as you can on Instagram, and then move on. And then another 20 minutes, spend as much energy, like no bullshit, as much energy as you can on Facebook. Start liking people, share your photos, share as many photos as you can in 20 minutes. Then you start getting smart and you start using, like programs like Hootsuite and stuff like that. Like that's the kind of shit I use now. But when I started, I didn't start like that. You don't have to start smart. You get smart later on. You start getting smart. It's inevitable. On Instagram, I'm paying a company to help me go like and fucking comment on people's profiles and whatnot. I'm transparent with that. I've never lied about that. I've always been transparent with people about that. Why? Because at some point I can't spend so much time there, right? I need help. At some point I can't spend so much time on Instagram liking and no. Or commenting or finding people and talking to people. I can't do that. But I can do lives like this, right? As I'm doing other things. I can do so anyways, it's many things, guys. It's many things. It's not one. And so what most of us do is that we go and we spend all of our energy and we're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go Etsy. And then they do and they spend all of their energy on Etsy. And then what about Facebook ads? Oh no, I don't do Facebook ads. That's stupid. Like, you should be doing Facebook ads. You should be promoting ads. No, it's too expensive. Well, don't do it expensive. Just spend $5 a day on one ad. Run it for 3 days, see what happens. Nothing's gonna happen really, but something will happen. You're gonna make probably 1,000 people aware of your store for $5. Maybe no one buys something, no one buys anything, but if you do that consistently, someone's gonna start popping in and buying. Something's gonna start happening because you're making people aware, right? Because again, the number one reason why things don't happen is because people don't know you. It's not because your artwork sucks. Most people, the problem is that people don't know you. And if people don't know you, they're not going to buy from you. Why would they? They don't even know you. People don't buy from people they like and know. People they like, people buy from people they know. We don't buy from people we like. I don't like the people on fucking Target, but I know Target, right? I know Target. We buy from I don't even like Starbucks. I'm just used to it. But I know Starbucks is in every corner. Because we buy from the things we know. We don't buy from the things we like necessarily. All right? I'll leave you with that. Take care. Adios.